Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Rinks and welcome to another edition of Talking DC. In this video, we're going to be talking about DC fandom and everything that happened. DC fandom is over, but it left a lasting impression. It was everything I wanted in a DC convention. And to be quite honest, I hope they keep doing this from here on out. There's just so much content to unravel and to talk about that I wanted to make a video on it about some of the highlights that were very precious to me and go over with a lot of the things that were revealed and everything that was a big surprise to us as DC fans. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it. One thing I liked about it, and it was the thing that kicked off DC fandom, was the Wonder Woman panel. This rejuvenated my love for Wonder Woman because when I first saw the trailer for Wonder Woman 84, I wasn't excited about it because I thought it was going to be like a really goofy movie, and that was my fault because usually a trailer does shift how someone perceives a movie. With the second trailer, it shifted my attention to it because, and to be quite honest, Cheetah stole the show for me. There was just something about Cheetah that just mesmerized me into like, okay, maybe I should give this movie another chance, that I should give it a shot to watch it. And Cheetah's look is just fantastic. I was so afraid of what Cheetah would look like. I thought it was just going to be another cat scenario, but no, it was actually on the opposite spectrum of what they should have done with the Cats movie. It was a mix of practical effects and visual effects that Patty Jenkins has confirmed that it just looks really good. It looks very fluent. She doesn't look ridiculous. She looks fierce. She looks scary. This movie is now under my radar and I'm willing to give it a chance, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good addition to DC. Next up, we had the Gotham Knights reveal, and this one was a complete surprise for me because I thought it was just going to be a Batman game, which technically it is, but it's a Bat family game. You get to play as Nightwing, Robin, Red Hood, and Batgirl. And as I was seeing the trailer and the gameplay for it, I was completely hyped for it. And Batman is nowhere near to be seen because it's believed that he is dead. It's good because you want to show spotlight to these characters, and that's what I liked about the trailer, was that it was spotlighting what these characters can do and that they're transforming into what they are, into their own individual character, their own hero. A lot of us, we tend to forget that they're sidekicks or they're fighting with Batman. A lot of times they're their own individual hero. And this is their time. This is their time to showcase what they can do. And I can't wait to play this game. And also, the Court of Owls seems to be the villains of the game, and I have been begging for something Court of Owls. I didn't like their portrayal in Batman vs. Robin or in the Gotham series. So now it looks like they're going to get lots of love now for Gotham Knights, and I am here for it. Next up, we had the Flash panel. They only showed what Flash will look like in the movie, and I'm actually all for it because, again, they haven't started filming, so I wasn't expecting much, if anything. I thought they were just going to talk about it, which they did. And I have all confidence in this movie. The director of the movie directed It, and It is one of my favorite horror movies, the modern It. I have full confidence that this is going to be a serious movie. It's going to have some lightheartedness just sprinkled in there, but balanced with good, serious moments and also dark and possibly scary moments too. Imagine if this guy did Reverse Flash. And we're going to see how Ezra Miller is going to actually perform for Flash. I mean, we're going to see that in Justice League in the Snyder Cut, but this is going to be an extension too in his own movie. Also, we're going to see Ben Affleck back as Batman, which I am excited as hell for that. And also Michael Keaton's Batman. I wonder if these two Batmans are going to interact with each other. I don't know. I'm just excited that we're going to see both Batmans interacting with each other or with the Flash. And the movie doesn't come out till like 2022, so there's a lot to speculate in that time. So until then, all we can do is just wait and then see what happens. The next scene that came up that I did not see a mile away. It was the Milestones panel. It was a surprise panel that no one knew was coming. Everyone was predicting that it was going to be Santana or Batman Beyond or just some new movie that they were going to announce, or maybe an update on New Gods. No, it was Milestones Comeback Panel. I love that panel, just them talking about Milestones comics, about how they started, about all their heroes, talking about Static, Hardware, Icon, Rocket. To be honest, I don't know much about 3 of them, I just know a good bit of Static. And even then, it's just the cartoon series, is not really comic books, which I need to start getting into their older comics. And that was the thing that they revealed, that in their comeback, is that they're making comic book series for Icon, Rocket, and Static. And I was really excited to hear about that, and also that they're working on animation movies for these characters, and they make some really good animation movies. Now we're gonna see them like in its own separate thing, away from everything else, so we can focus on them. And the biggest news out of all of them, that I was crying during this part because it meant so much to me. My heart was just filled with joy when they announced this. They announced that they are in works of a Static Shock movie. This is something that everyone has been asking for, at least fans of Static, that people were asking for a TV series or a movie for Static Shock, and then now we're getting it. It's in development, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna make that into like a priority, or at least shoot it up a bit. Put it on HBO Max if you need to, or put some hard work into it, because I'm pretty sure people would want to see this movie. Because Static is such a good character. I mean, the cartoon he was in, it touched on a lot of topics that no one likes to talk about. Bring those topics to the big screen. I guarantee you that there will be love for Static. And that was just a big surprise for me. Like, I did not see that coming, and it was something that I wanted for Milestones comics in general, just to be talking about these characters, to bring them into the mainstream, into comics, that it's a comeback for them. And I can't wait to see what they're doing. Up next was something to behold. And I thought I was crying for the Static Shock movie. No, I was crying for the rest of the night, and it was tears of joy. It was tears of excitement for what was to come in the other panels. The Snyder Cut teaser trailer. Anyone that thinks that this is just an extension or just a director's cut of the theatrical cut, just leave the chat. Because nothing in this teaser trailer was from that cut. It was beautiful. The way it was done, the way it was edited, the music was really good placed in that. And there's just so much to dive into that I think this is the only trailer I'm going to watch of it. I don't want to spoil myself with more trailers. This was enough to get me hyped for that movie. I already know that this movie is going to be really good. I know it's going to be better than the theatrical cut. But what we were shown, this is something that I've always wanted in a Justice League movie, a bit more mature for audience, to see the Justice League and not just a happy-go-time team. No. This movie is going to be anything but. There was a lot of emotional moments, and it's something that I can't wait to delve into. The nightmare sequence, I have been begging for that. Cyborg, more Cyborg, with the whole Ray Fisher thing that's been going on, and I hope he gets justice. I really do, because he deserves it. And seeing his character Cyborg in the big screen about how he's supposed to be, that will bring you down into tears. He is the heart and soul of the Justice League. You're going to see Ezra Miller too, more Flash, the way he's supposed to be. We're going to see more Ben Affleck's Batman in the movie he's supposed to act like. And so people can forget about how he acted in the other movie. People will actually see him in this movie. Same thing with Wonder Woman 2. And then the return of Superman in the emotional scene of him reuniting with Lois and Martha. And him in that black suit. It was beautiful. So everything about this teaser trailer tells me that we're in for a ride. 4 hours worth of it, to be exact. And I can't wait for next year. I really can't. It's a movie that people need to watch to understand that this is a unprecedented event that we didn't think was going to happen. Hearing Zach talk about it and bringing fans, especially Vero, who was the one behind of the Snyder movement, just hearing them talk about it, it just warms my heart that I'm glad that it was brought to a mainstream thing where people can see like, oh, okay, this is the person that helped start it, or this is how it happened, like, and then if you were curious about it, follow some of those people on Twitter and follow the event. I'm pretty sure there are better videos that explain about what happened with the Snyder Cut and how it all fell out. But with the Snyder Cut in general, I don't need to see anything else. I am hooked on that movie. All I can do is just wait until it's released. Up next was the Black Adam panel. And to be honest, this was one of my anticipated ones because Black Adam, I love him as a character. And when I heard when Dwayne Johnson is doing that role, I was skeptical at first, to be quite honest, because he has the build for Black Adam. There's no doubt in that. When I heard when Dwayne is talking about Black Adam setting the tone, it changed my mind that I don't need to worry about it, that he's going to take this movie seriously. The way he was speaking in the beginning of the panel, it's something that, wow, okay, he's going to bring this character to life. And who he's going up against, I'm looking forward to that too, the JSA. Dr. Fate, Hawkman, Cyclone, Atom Smasher, I am looking forward to that. This reignited my love for Black Adam. And I have all faith in what Dwayne is going to do, and that it looks like he's going to bring a lot of emotion in this character. Because I love those pictures that they were showing that it was done by Boss Logic and Jim Lee. And it felt like a Mortal Kombat ending too in one of their games, and actually Ed Boon tweeted that too. It felt like one of their endings, or they were telling a story. The movie doesn't come out till next year, I think. I think they're still in the early developments of it, and I cannot wait for it. It's just one of those movies that I'm really excited about. I'm actually more excited about it than a lot of other projects. Let's be patient, and then let's just see what happens, because I cannot wait for this movie. I know I keep on saying that with a lot of these panels, but it's just, that's all we can do. We can just be patient and just wait and see. I'm just all for what they have in store. Another panel that was worth mentioning was the Shazam II panel. There wasn't much to go off of because they haven't started filming. The only thing they did was reveal the title of it, which is called Fury of the Gods. And it was just a lighthearted panel that I really enjoyed. I like the whole Sinbad bit. I really like that. That made me chuckle a bit. And it just kind of like got me excited about Shazam in general, because I really did enjoy the first movie. That it doesn't really get a lot of love for a lot of people, and it's kind of tucked away and compared to other DC movies, but to me it's actually my third favorite of the DCEU movies, because it had the right balance of the character presented. With the director David Sandberg, he actually was saying that he wants to do better, that he wants to do things that he didn't do in the first movie. He's going to bring it into the second movie. And I was like, okay, now we have something, because I liked the movie for what it was. So imagine if he improved on it too. And he's very similar to Andy that's doing the Flash movie, that they're both horror directors and they bring their own spin into it. So it's just one of those things that they didn't show much, but it was enough to intrigue my interest. To be quite honest, the phrase "save the best for last" was definitely the thing for it. The Batman. It was everything I wanted. First off, the panel itself about Matt Reeves talking about the movie, he understands the character. I think he kept saying that we're not going to see anything like this. He said that a good bit in his panel, that the Catwoman that you're used to, you're not going to see that. You're going to see something different. Same thing with the Batman. It's something that you're not used to, that you're going to see something different. With Penguin, with Riddler, with the whole movie in general. When he said all that, I was like, okay, so obviously the thing is that we're going to see some different things that we're not used to. And I'm all for that. As long as it tells a good story, I'm here for some changes. That teaser trailer, I broke down in tears, because it's everything I wanted in a Batman movie. Anything Batman. In any media, I think we're in for one of the best Batman films of all time, if not one of the best movies of all time. I cannot stress this enough that this teaser trailer was everything. The tone of it, the aesthetics to it, the music that was playing. Robert Pattinson as Batman. I was never skeptical of him. I was actually one of the few people that was in support of him because I've seen him in other things other than Twilight. He delivered in the small bits that we had. The way he moved, the way he stared, and brooding. Brooding was the biggest thing. And then that scene where he beat up that thug gave me all kinds of confidence.
The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
Anyone that thought that he was a scrawny guy, that he couldn't do much, eat your words right now. And then he did something that to me was the highlight of the whole trailer that won me over, that I knew this was going to be something different. You know how in every Batman film, or at least in a good bit of them, is that they always say,
I'm Batman.
and I've always cringed at that. Even if I like the Batman, I have always cringed. Because it just seems like the whole superhero trope that call me so-and-so, or I'm, they say their name. He didn't go for that. He beat the crap out of that thug, and then his friends watched in fear, with one of them actually looked like he was about to cry. And then he kept looking down at that thug and says, I'm vengeance. And stop there. I am vengeance gave me chills. And then he rose back up, staring at the other thugs, basically telling them, what are you gonna do now? Are you afraid of me, or are you gonna be foolish to take me on? This movie is gonna be everything I wanted in a Batman film. I can go on and on about it, but it was just beautifully done. The trailer was so good, and even Riddler, which I'm guessing that's who is voicing over some of those parts. Matt Reeves said that they did like maybe 30% of the movie. That really didn't felt like 30%. That felt like the movie's in post-production, but it's not. They're resuming production as we speak. I was crying during this teaser trailer. It was everything I wanted. The music, the aesthetics, him in general, and then that's not even getting into the other characters too. I think Riddler is going to steal the show. I feel like this is going to be the Riddler that we've always wanted and needed. Same thing with Catwoman too. I just don't know what else to say. I think I said enough that I'm very excited for this movie, and it's just something that it's going to be something big. It didn't felt like a comic book movie. It felt like a movie, just a regular movie, a thriller movie, a detective movie, a noir movie. It felt like that. And I wish more comic book movies would feel that way. And that's what I feel like with a lot of DC movies, is that they don't feel like comic book movies. They feel like just a movie in general. It's not trying to tell you a funny story or trying to tell you something. They bring real life moments or real life events or realistic situations into the comic book movie world. And we're in for a ride with a lot of these movies. And that's the sum it up about DC fandom, is that it's not pulling any punches. They're telling you what they're doing, and I was excited for the majority of those panels. The little bit that they've shown, or a lot have they shown, it's something that I am looking forward to, and I hope that they do this in the future. I really do hope that this is going to be a yearly thing where it's like this. Whether if it's at an actual convention or virtual convention, they started something, and it was a big event. Everyone was talking about DC fandom, and it made me proud to be a DC fan, because a lot of times we don't get recognition, or people look at us like the plague because we like DC. And it was our moment to shine. It was, the spotlight was on us, that a lot of things are happening in the world, and there was some positivity in the world that happened at DC fandom. And that's it. we're done talking DC. Let's wrap up the video. Hit the notification bell to let you know when some more videos would come out. Also, like, subscribe, share, and also there will be handles down below in my description for my Twitter, Instagram, and Vero. Until next time, thank you for talking with me.